Okay, so this is the latest issue of Transformers, 33. I can't remember what issue it is. 33. Obviously, this is the anniversary cover. Anyone that saw my review of Mask Issue 1, when I complained that I didn't get the anniversary cover, yes, I have now gone out and ordered the anniversary cover. So I'm hoping now that I can actually lay my hands on the G.I. Oh, okay, I've just realised. I've already ordered G.I. Joe, and it's not the anniversary cover. Damn it. Okay, right, so I need to look into that. It was such a nice Baroness cover, I had to get it. Okay, right, anyway. So, the Elite One's lot with Ultra Magnus and the like have gone back to Cybertron as we saw last issue. After using the Star Saber, apparently Elite One is knackered and she needs help with Ultra Magnus to carry her. And then we see, again, Blue Streak. Now, quite like this. This is the boxy car form that I believe it was Wheeljack had in the very first episode of Transformers. I think it was the very first episode of Transformers. So it's nice to see they've kept that. Of course, the only problem being is they've not integrated anything from the actual robot mode is. So his robot mode looks like the normal Earth-based robot mode, but his Cybertronian mode is very, very boxy. So I'd have either changed that or put some of those details in that. That would have made more sense. I can see why they did it as a reference, so yeah, you can't. It's kind of forgivable. Anyway, they go back to their base and realise that Cup and Springer and Hot Rod have turned up with all the Energon from the ring, which is good. So, and they mentioned all about the Zartonians and all this kind of stuff as well. Meanwhile, back on Earth, they are trying to rebuild Chicago, apparently, or rebuild some of Chicago, with Wheeljack there. And obviously, they've got a decent relationship with these humans, at least, if not all humans. And Spike is writing his diary about how he's a bit annoyed that the Matrix is gone, and about how Prime's acting differently than he was originally. Although, technically speaking, you can't call him Prime anymore, can you? So, and he's kind of annoyed because obviously his dad's spirit was technically in the Matrix, and now that's been carted off to Cybertron. There's that potential that nothing can happen with it. Prime is annoyed because he's still got the memories of his original Optimus, his Optimus Prime form, but his capabilities aren't quite to the standards he was. So he's obviously not as fast and not as strong, whatever. So he's getting annoyed at RC, well, not RC General, but just getting annoyed because RC is beating him and he hasn't got the standard, kind of the same standard he did it, which is an interesting take on Prime. Meanwhile, the Shard, which is the Cybertronian Shard, I forgot that completely existed. I didn't realise it was actually that small, so it's quite cool. So that apparently they're now using that as their base. Wheeljack is using that as a lab to try and do stuff as well. And they mentioned that as the planes are coming out, the area bots coming out, they mentioned about this, all this weird, strange stuff under the earth, and we get a little picture of old Globulus, or whatever he's called. So yeah, so it's all kind of, again, we kind of a nice kind of factory reset area for kind of a new era on Earth. Wheeljack is looking inside the shard, goes down, falls, sees some light going through that, and it's like, oh, what is it? We don't know what that is. I can't even speculate what that is, which is interesting. Meanwhile, Cliffjumper and Shredhead are out, and he sounds, oh, you sound just like Shredhead. That's really cool. It's nice to see you. Well, we've got the Decepticons there that are looking over the Energon crystallized version of Megatron. Which again, I'm really happy it's not going to turn to Galvatron. I mean, I reckon if anything, it's going to turn into a tank form rather than the gun form. I think that's probably more likely than anything else. So we've got probably something nearer to the Armada version of Megatron rather than a gun. But we shall see. and they go to, okay, what, chuck all this trash basically away. And it's like, okay, there's that Megatron basically dealt in. It's like, it's rude to do so. So he chucks them in there. Go, hold on, where's Starscream? Starscream was in it last time we looked. And then underwater, as we see, Starscream has re-energized himself at least enough to drag himself along the ocean bottom, and try and escape from the Decepticons. So again, it's cool. We've got factions with the Decepticons not liking each other. We've got factions with the Autobots that are particularly on as well. So all in all, this is it's a decent issue. It's another, again, it's this kind of like, it reminds me of the old X-Men issues where they play baseball in the outback. This is that kind of like, it's lots of storylines that are all coming together, and then we're starting off a load of new threads. So that's really cool. But yep, I still I really hope that Elita 1 comes a Cropper, and obviously has to hand the Matrix over, because she's not doing a good job, and I think she will. Oh, and there's an advert for Terminal, which looks very interesting. So I might have to look into that. So yeah, so there's that. Now, another interesting thing I saw yesterday, which is the first time I've ever seen it, is that apparently apparently Skybound are doing ROM as well. And I've seen an issue 1 cover for ROM. Now, I don't know if that's actually a thing or if it was a mock-up or whatever. I honestly don't know. But considering Marvel is still printing out the Epic collections that go through to August, I don't know if maybe that's when their license ends. I don't know. So just a heads up, if you're looking for Epic collections, it's probably worth looking at the ROM ones. I suggest you pick them up now. I don't even know if the omnibuses are out yet, so I mean it's an odd one, so I'm not too sure. That could just been a fake thing because people were talking about how it wasn't a good idea when IDW did it. I don't know, but yeah, we shall obviously see. There's no big announcement, considering there was a massive announcement for Mask. I'm hoping that the ROM thing is not true, if anything else, because I want to see it stay with Marvel for a little bit. Anyway, that's yeah, enough rambling for now. So thanks for listening, and hopefully I will see you on another video very, very soon. Bye bye.